You're not confused. She is. And you're paying the price for her uncertainty. Let me tell you something most men won't admit out loud. The gray zone isn't a waiting room. It's a cage. And every day you stay in it, you lose a piece of yourself. Your time, your energy, your self-respect. You think if you just wait a little longer, she'll figure it out. She'll choose you. She'll wake up one day and realize you're the one. But here's the truth. The gray zone doesn't build attraction. It kills it. And the longer you stay, the more she sees you as the backup plan, the safe option, the guy who'll always be there while she figures out what she really wants. Today, we're ending that. No more guessing games. No more late-night texts that lead nowhere. No more, conversations that leave you feeling worse than before. We're getting clarity. Without chasing, without begging, without losing your dignity. Let's go. Before we go further, hit that like button if you've ever felt stuck waiting for someone to choose you. Here's why you need to watch until the end. I'm giving you the exact scripts, word for word. The conversations that get you out of the gray zone without chasing or losing respect. Plus the decision tree, the exact moment you stay or walk away. At the end, drop a comment. Tell me which script hit hardest. Or share what happened when you stopped waiting and started demanding clarity. Your story might save another man from wasting a year in confusion. And if you want real relationship psychology that actually works, not Disney fantasies, hit that subscribe button. This channel exists for one reason: to help you stop losing yourself in relationships and start showing up as the high-value man you are. Now, let's get into it. Why the gray zone drains you. First, let's talk about why this situation destroys men. It's not just about her. It's about what it does to you. The gray zone is expensive, not in money, in time, in energy, in mental peace. You're constantly reading signals. Is she into me? Is she pulling away? Did that text mean something? Why did she post that picture? You're in your head, all day, every day. Psychologists call this ambiguous loss. You haven't lost her, but you don't have her either. So your brain stays stuck in fight or flight mode. You can't move on. You can't relax. You're just waiting. And here's the worst part. You're dealing with mixed signals. One day she's warm. The next day she's cold. One weekend she's all over you. The next week she's busy. This creates what's called an anxious avoidant loop. The more you chase, the more she pulls back. The more she pulls back, the more anxious you get. And the more anxious you get, the more you chase. It's a trap. Add the sunk cost fallacy on top of that. You've already invested months, maybe years. You've been patient. You've been understanding. You've been there for her. So you think, if I quit now, all that time was wasted. But let me tell you something. Staying doesn't make the investment worth it. It just makes the loss bigger. Because every day you spend in the gray zone is a day you're not spending building something real. With someone who's sure about you. Mistakes to avoid. Now let's talk about what most men do wrong when they're stuck here. Mistake number 1, over-texting. You think if you stay in constant contact, she'll remember you exist. She'll feel the connection. Wrong. Texting her all day makes you invisible. It makes you the guy who's always available, always waiting, always hoping. Attraction needs space. Mystery. A little bit of wondering. When you're always there, she stops wondering. Mistake number 2, late night emotional talks. You think if you just open up more, she'll see how much you care. She'll feel safe. She'll commit. But here's what actually happens. You become her emotional boyfriend without any of the benefits. She gets the comfort, the validation, the deep connection, and you get hope. Hope isn't a strategy. Mistake number 3, jealousy plays. You mention other women. You post pictures with female friends. You try to make her feel like she's losing you. Here's the problem. If she's unsure about you, jealousy won't change that. It'll just make her think you're playing games. And women over 35? They've seen those games. They don't work. Mistake number 4, the one last grand gesture. Flowers. Letters. Showing up at her door. Big speeches about how much she means to you. Listen, if she's not sure about you, it's not because you haven't done enough. It's because she's not ready, or she's not interested. And no amount of effort will change that. So what do you do instead? You get clarity, not by chasing, by creating a framework that protects your peace and forces her to make a decision. Let me show you how. Here's the framework. It's simple, it's direct, and it puts you back in control. The goal isn't to manipulate her. It's not to pressure her. It's to get a clear answer so you can make a clear decision. Because right now, she's comfortable. She gets your attention, your time, your emotional support, all without committing. That ends today. Here's how you do it. Number 1, the honest boundary. You say this calmly. No anger, no emotion, just facts. I enjoy this. I'm looking for something exclusive and consistent. If that's not what you want, that's totally okay. We can part on good terms. Notice what you're doing here. You're not asking permission. You're not begging. You're stating what you want. And you're giving her the freedom to say no. Most men are terrified of this conversation because they think it'll push her away. But here's the truth. If clarity pushes her away, she was never going to commit anyway. You just saved yourself 6 more months of confusion. And if she's on the fence, this will force her to actually think about what she wants, instead of just coasting. Number 2, the casual adjustment. Let's say she says she wants to keep things casual. No labels, no pressure. Fine, but casual goes both ways. You say this, if we're keeping it casual, I'll keep my time casual too. No overnights, no trips, no relationship benefits without the relationship. This is where most men mess up. They agree to casual, but then they still act like a boyfriend. They're available, they're invested, they're emotionally all in, and she gets everything she wants without giving anything back. Stop doing that. If she wants casual, you give her casual. Not cold, not rude, just appropriate. You're not mean. You're just matching her energy. Script number 3, the 30-day pause. This one's for when she says she's not sure or needs time to think. You say, if you're unsure, let's press pause for 30 days. No contact, no pressure. If it aligns later, we can revisit. Now, this is powerful, because most men keep hanging around while she figures it out, and all that does is keep you in the gray zone. The 30-day pause does 2 things. 1, it gives you space to detach, to remember who you were before her, to stop living in her uncertainty. 2, it forces her to feel your absence, not as a game, but as a reality. If she misses you, she'll reach out. And if she doesn't, you have your answer. I know what you're thinking, but what if she walks away? Brother, listen to me. If she walks away from clarity, she was never walking toward you. You're not losing anything real. You're just finally seeing what was always true. And I know that hurts. I know you've invested time, energy, hope. I know you've been patient. You've been understanding. You've been the guy who doesn't pressure her. And I want you to know something. You're not crazy for wanting more. You're not needy for wanting consistency. You're not asking too much for wanting someone who's sure about you. You're a man who knows his worth. And you're finally ready to stop settling for breadcrumbs. That takes courage. Most men will stay in the gray zone for years. They'll keep hoping, keep waiting, keep convincing themselves that she just needs more time. But not you. You're choosing clarity. You're choosing yourself. And that's when everything changes. Because here's what most men don't realize. The moment you stop chasing is the moment she starts noticing. Not because you're playing games, but because you're finally showing her what life looks like without you in it. And that's a reality she's never had to face. Until now. Let me tell you what happens next. When you stop being available, something shifts. Not immediately, not dramatically, but slowly, she starts to notice. You're not texting first anymore. You're not asking about her day. You're not the guy sitting around waiting for her to decide. You're busy. You're focused. You're moving forward. And for the first time, she has to wonder, did I lose him? This isn't about revenge. This isn't about making her jealous. This is about you reclaiming your energy, your time, your self-respect. And women feel that. They feel when a man stops chasing, when he stops making her the center of his world. And suddenly, the dynamic flips. She's the one checking her phone. She's the one wondering why you're not reaching out. She's the one feeling the absence. Because here's the truth about attraction. It doesn't grow in certainty. It grows in uncertainty. When you were always there, she knew exactly where you stood. She knew you'd wait. She knew you'd understand. But now she's not sure. And that uncertainty, that's what creates movement. I've seen this happen 1,000 times. The guy who finally walks away, who finally chooses himself, who finally stops accepting the gray zone. And weeks later, she reaches out. Not with games, not with breadcrumbs, with clarity. Because your absence made her confront what she was avoiding. The question she didn't want to answer. Do I actually want this man? Or was I just comfortable? And if the answer is yes, she'll show up differently. If the answer is no, you're free. Either way, you win. So let's break down what happens after you have the clarity conversation. There are 3 possible outcomes. Outcome 1, she says yes. She wants what you want. She's ready to commit. She's ready to show up consistently. Great. Now you watch her actions, not just her words. Does she follow through? Does her behavior match what she said? Is she making time for you? Is she introducing you to her life? If yes, you move forward. You build. You invest. But if she says yes and nothing changes, if it's still inconsistent, still confusing, still 1 foot in, 1 foot out, then you know her words don't mean anything, and you act accordingly. Outcome 2, she says she's not ready. Maybe she's healing from something. Maybe she's focused on her career. Maybe she's genuinely unsure. Okay, you reduce access immediately. Not out of anger, not out of punishment, out of self-preservation. You stop the late-night calls. You stop being her emotional support. You stop giving relationship energy to someone who won't give you a relationship. You tell her clearly, I respect that. When you're ready, and if I'm still available, we can talk. But I'm not waiting around. Then you move on with your life. You date other people. You focus on your goals. You invest in yourself. And if she comes back later, truly ready, you'll know. Because her actions will show it. But until then, you're not on hold. Outcome 3, she says no. This one's hard, but it's also the cleanest. She doesn't want what you want. She's not interested in commitment. She wants something different. And as much as that stings, it's a gift. Because now you know. You're not stuck wondering anymore. You're not analyzing texts. You're not waiting for her to change her mind. You can close the door, grieve if you need to, and move forward. You exit well. No drama, no anger, no burning bridges. You say, I appreciate your honesty. I wish you the best. And you walk away with your dignity intact. Because real strength isn't forcing someone to choose you. It's having the courage to walk away when they don't. Signs to continue versus exit. Let me give you the signs. Signs to continue. She's consistent. She makes time for you. She communicates clearly. She introduces you to her world. Her words match her actions. She doesn't leave you guessing. Signs to exit. She's hot and cold. She's always busy. She keeps you separate from her life. She talks about the future, but never makes plans. She keeps you in the gray zone. If you see the second list, stop waiting. She's showing you the truth. Believe her. So what do you do now? You take your power back. Not by chasing, not by convincing, not by waiting for her to see your value, but by living like a man who already knows his worth. Here's what that looks like. Step 1, cut the gray zone communication. No more good morning texts. No more checking in. No more late night conversations that go nowhere. If she reaches out, you respond. But you're not initiating. You're not keeping the connection alive by yourself. You're letting it breathe. Or die. Either way, you'll know. Step 2, reinvest in yourself. All that energy you were spending on her, all that mental space she was taking up, pour it back into you. Hit the gym. Build your career. Learn something new. Spend time with people who actually value you. Become the version of yourself that doesn't need her validation. Because here's the truth. The best way to get over someone isn't to find someone new. It's to become someone new. Step 3, date with intention. If you're single, don't sit around waiting for her to change her mind. Get back out there. Not to make her jealous. Not to fill a void. But to remind yourself that she's not the only option. There are women out there who will be sure about you, who won't make you guess, who won't keep you in the gray zone. And the moment you start meeting them, you'll realize how much energy you wasted on someone who wasn't ready. Step 4. Protect your peace. This is the most important one. Don't let her back in without proof of change. Words are cheap. Apologies are easy. I miss you texts mean nothing if the behavior stays the same. If she comes back, you watch what she does, not what she says. Is she showing up consistently? Is she making you a priority? Is she clear about what she wants? If yes, you consider it. If no, you keep the door closed. Because you're not a rehabilitation center for confused women. You're a man with standards. And those standards aren't negotiable anymore. Listen to me. You are not too much. You are not asking for too much. You are not needy for wanting clarity. You're a man who values his time, his energy, his heart. And you deserve someone who values it too. The gray zone only exists because you allow it. The moment you demand clarity, the moment you're willing to walk away, the moment you choose yourself over uncertainty, everything changes. Maybe she steps up. Maybe she doesn't. But you win either way. Because you're no longer waiting for someone else to decide your worth. You already know it. And that confidence, that self-respect, that refusal to settle, that's what makes you unforgettable. Not the chasing, not the waiting, not the hoping, the walking away. So if you're in the gray zone right now, here's what I want you to do. Have the conversation. Use the scripts. Set the boundary. And then let the chips fall where they may. If she's for you, she'll show up. If she's not, you'll be free. Either way, you're moving forward. No more confusion. No more mixed signals. No more wasting time on someone who can't decide. You're done with the gray zone. Starting now. Now I want to hear from you. Have you ever been stuck in the gray zone? What happened when you finally walked away? All right, if this gave you clarity, hit that like button right now. Subscribe if you want more real relationship psychology every week. No games. No BS. Just what actually works. And drop a comment. Tell me which script you're using. Or just type clarity if you're done with the gray zone. Here's the thing. You might need to rewatch this before you have that conversation. Go back to the scripts. Write them down. Make them yours. And when you're ready for what comes next, watch this video showing on your screen right now. It'll show you how to build real attraction with a woman who's actually ready for you. Stay tuned. I'll catch you in the next one. Keep choosing yourself, brother.